In this video, I just want to show you a neat little trick I figured you might want to know how to do with dFunk and searching for log files. I was looking for a particular log in the temp directory the other day by some application test that I had written real quickly to gather some data, and I needed to fetch that log from the temp. While I was in there, I happened to see a number of other files with the word log in them, where they were .log or something log.txt or something like that, and they were just, it was kind of interesting to me. Looking through some of them, I quickly realized that these would be helpful to troubleshoot certain things in certain situations. If you were trying to do something and something was going on, like you were installing a program and it was failing, it's generating a log maybe in the temp directory, but you don't really know that. So it came to mind that we can use dFunk to do this, and if you don't have dFunk set up in D7 already, it's also available under the old name Malware Scan. If you don't have either of those, you can just right-click anywhere in the interface and go to Add App/Function. Of course, go to your D7.2 All Functions, type Malware Scan or dFunk, it doesn't really matter, and then you can just drag and drop the item into this box here. So when you open that up, we get dFunk. Essentially what we want to do here, in my particular case, I could have cut my time by searching all temp directories. And I'm getting this dialog pop up here. If you don't get this initially, it may not be configured, but there are several options you want to configure. First, in the dFunk options menu, you want to ensure that you have enabled custom file search for all locations. That enables the custom search parameters to be utilized that are configured via that dialog box I just showed you. The next thing you want to do is ensure that the disable the search options pop-up is not checked. That way the pop-up will actually show up. The reason for this being two different settings is so that you could actually enable the search pop-up, configure it a certain way for a certain scan, and then disable the search pop-up so that it will just always scan like that in the future. But that's another topic. So you just want to make sure it's configured like this. And then you'll click on a new folder here. If you've already clicked on it, you click on something else and click back, or you can click this reset button. That'll pull up the search options dialog. Now, what would have helped me in my case is you can do like a search all files, which is the default, and then just specify a search filter inclusion. Just put the word log. And what that's going to do is going to search in all file types, and it's going to find every file with the word log in either the file name or the extension. And with this option checked, it will also find the directories. So we can go ahead and do the search, and you'll see it pulls up, in fact, what I was just talking about, a Chrome installer log, some other application log from Windows temp. And you see it's going out with the all temp directory search and gathering from Windows temp and all of your various user directory temps where you're finding some of this other stuff. There's an interesting debug log file.txt, couple of just a generic log. That actually might have been what I was looking for from my own app, the log.txt. We have a mpcmd run.log that I believe is the Windows Defender command line scan utility. Lots of other stuff you could search through in here. And of course, doing it this way, you're going to find things like, let's see if I have any examples here. wmsep.log. I actually don't have any particular examples here, so let's do the custom partition scan. After the whole temp directories search idea, Brantley reminded me that log files tend to pop up everywhere in program directories and all sorts of things. So for that, we'll just do a custom partition scan and scan the whole partition. Now, what I've done here is to specify additional extensions. Instead of doing all files, I'm searching for only, let's see, oh, I did that wrong. I'm searching for only *.log and *.text. So you'll specify that the two different file extensions by doing an *.log and then a comma, and then immediately follow that with *.text. Don't do spaces or anything like that. So that will search for only file types named .log or .text. The reason why I'm actually doing that is because you're going to find that you will turn up all types of files, .dats and .this and that you really can't do anything with, A, and B, frequently you're going to run into things where the word, just because of the search filter log, anything, like I said, with log in the file name or the file extension. So the problem you're going to run into here is you're going to get a lot of search results that just have log in the name. Like, for example, the program OSLogix Disk Defrag, the LOG in their name is going to trigger this search. So you want to specify additional extensions, especially when doing a broad custom partition search. I've also got the include directories in results, in case there's just a directory named log with files in it that don't have the word log in their name, but you can take that out. Of course, you want the subdirectories and set to 0 so it'll search infinite subs. And you can also do find new files beyond certain days if you just want to grab logs, past logs from the last 15 days. So we'll go ahead and do a search now, and we'll see what that pops up. And you can see I actually do have directories, and these are actually D72 created directories, the malware logs. We're getting a lot of other stuff here, and you see the word log in this file name, DITEVT log.resources. It's probably not an actual log file. It's a resource file of some sort. So you're going to get results like that. But you'll also get Malwarebytes anti-malware logs directory, for example. Software distribution data store logs from Windows updates. All kinds of good stuff that you'll find in a partition scan if you configure it properly. I actually had my partition scan search only for these file extensions, but like I said, if you search for all files instead, then, and let's just not do a date filter, and we should get a lot more result. Oh yeah, a lot more search results. And you can see here it's pulling up these .log1 and .log2. These are actually backup log files from Registry Hive usage by the user profiles, I believe, and this one in the system volume information is probably not that. BCD backup.log, those are hives of the BCD. That's not like a text readable log, so you're going to get a lot of junk. But let's see, activity log from all users Microsoft Windows NT/MS fax. Don't know when the last time you needed to look at one of those was. So there are some things you can also probably do with the search filter exclusion. If you came up with some good verbs that you know for a fact you won't need in the search results. But in any case, this video actually not only, I hope, has helped you find some of these log files that you may be looking for to complete a task, but or troubleshoot an issue, but at the same time it's also sort of given me some new ideas for a way to automate it even further and maybe take some of the manual out, but we'll explore those in some future versions. And in the meantime, I hope this has been a helpful quick tip. Thanks for watching. I almost forgot to tell you what you could actually do with these log files once you found them, how to examine them. Currently, when you click on something in dFunk, it does pull up a selected file inspection window. There are all sorts of options there to delete and research and whitelist and blacklist and rename and find out DLL information and hash scanning and all of this stuff that occurs automatically. But one thing it doesn't have is a simple like open in Notepad. So look for that soon. Also in the right click options, the show details, that's actually different, and couple other things down here, but another thing you can do is open file path in Explorer, which is the same as this button here on the file inspection window, open file path, and that'll just select the file immediately. Not only does it open the path, it actually highlights the file that you're looking for, so you can then just hit enter, and of course if it's registered with the system as a file that would open with Notepad, it'll open with Notepad. But yeah, in the future, like I said, I can get all these ideas just from doing this video. So I have some new things to add soon. All right, hope this has been helpful. Thanks a lot.